Before we get into the information, everybody, I'd first like to once again say welcome to all of the new subscribers to the channel. I welcome each and every single one of you. I am the Jedi, and God willing, I intend to have some sort of a on-camera video for you, hopefully the weekend. I also want to say that I have 3 pieces that I have been working on and battling with, everybody. I mentioned to you about a 4-hour video that I had produced. I have another one in addition to that one that I have been trying to work those 2 out. When you see them, they will make sense, I pray. They are both labors of love, and I'm doing my best. I'm doing my best, everybody. I always give you the best that I have in my power. That is always my endeavor. There's no need for me to speak to you if I can't give you my best, and if I can't give you something that enriches you, that you can use right now, today, in your life, in some way. That's my charge. That's my charge. I also have, in addition to that, I have a 3rd piece that will probably come after this one, just because it was easier to get my arms around. It is timely, so I don't really have the luxury of deciding when to put that video out. Time is kind of the essence with that one, and that will be self-explanatory, and I will have some sort of explanation in that at the time that you see that video. This also kind of qualifies as a timely video, not as much as the one that I'm referencing just before, but this one is kind of timely because it is right now, it is current, and so I wanted to come and offer this. And I also wanted to say welcome to the new subscribers and give you an opportunity to hear a personal welcome from myself. I cannot end this before I thank all of the donors to the GoFundMe. Everybody, thank you guys so much. I'm deeply grateful, and as I've always said, I believe in my people for everything. If we can't get it done with us, it doesn't need to be done. You see? So I thank you all. And I remind any of you who have not been able to donate yet that there is no donation that is too small. You can literally donate $1 if that's all you have. I've been asking for $6. But if you have more than $6, then that is absolutely most appreciated. In fact, the vast majority of our donations have been more than that. We've had $200 donors, we've had $100 donors, we've had $50 donors. I mean, any denomination you can name, we've had it. And I thank you guys so much. This is so important to myself. But as I laid out in previous communications to you, it's also important for us, the long-ranging implications of what I am trying to do with this move to Africa in 2020. The link for the GoFundMe is always in the description box under the videos. I've been trying to be consistent in making sure that I put it in the description box under the video. You can click that and it will take you directly to the GoFundMe and donate whatever God has given you the ability to offer. And I thank you so much. See this piece, everybody, for what it is. It will be self-explanatory. It is fire. I am pleased with what I was able to put forth, and y'all know how I get. And so we've had such a large influx of new people, and they're coming on by the minute, literally. I've just been deeply honored and encouraged, really, As a content creator, you have you're human, so you have your ups and downs, you know. And you guys that have been with me along this ride for years, through channels getting shut down and all of that, you all know that I've had my peaks and my valleys. I've had moments of doubt, discouragement, frustration. I've come at times with uncertainty about what I should be communicating to you, what would be effective, helpful, what would matter, and if I even had anything left that I could offer, because I'm only on this platform for you. I said since I began in 2014, I came to YouTube to find my people. I came to YouTube to find my people, and that sort of defined its own self, that statement, as I began to listen and watch, and I realized that my voice was not being heard. I didn't hear what was in my heart. And I knew that I had an opportunity to use the talents that God has given me to fill that void, to be that voice of uniquity, and to, just from my own composition of what God has given me as an individual, I'm aware of my uniquity. I'm aware of my voice. I'm aware that it is a gift that can be used properly as a weapon. It can be properly used as a support, a platform of uplifting of the souls, the minds, the consciousness of my people. I have been touched over the years by the response to my presence. There are many things that stand out in their own right at different times over the years, When you have someone who sends you a private message and they say to you, Jedi, there's a lady that just got out of prison, and I think that you would be somebody she should talk to. That sits you down in your chair. And then you go back to the source of all knowledge and wisdom and guidance. And that's the divine. Not puffed up with your own reverence, but first to give the honor to the one that created you. And then to say to that entity, what would you have me do now? Am I worthy to do this? Or when someone sends you full pictures of their family, or I've had people that have come to me for every type of advice and guidance and all these sorts of things, and I'm deeply honored, but I also am absolutely aware of my responsibility. I've always been careful with you. I never come as the know-it-all just to be impressive. I represent what I know firmly and affirmatively, and a lot of times with passion and fire. But I always tell you, sweep behind me so that you own the knowledge for yourself, and then I just become the guy you heard. The Jedi inspired it, but I went and checked it for myself. And maybe I went a little further than what he shared, and now I have this. And now I can represent as a vessel. I can do that now. I never, ever represent anything that is not factual or truthful. When I'm pontificating or theorizing, or I'm in waters that I'm unsure of, I say to you, I don't know that. I'll have to find out. Whatever. But I always let you know exactly where I'm at in what it is I'm communicating to you. Because this is not about me. That's the most important thing. This is not about me. This is about us, and I am here for you. That is why I'm here. I've always been clear about that. I've never come to be a talking head. This is not a hobby for me. It's not the way I make my living. I'm here because I'm serious about us, our condition, our future, our legacy as a people, our children, our mark on the earth, and our mark on history. I am aware that I've been given an appointed time on the earth, and that I'm supposed to use that for the most good that I can conjure. And so I have done, and I continue to do that. So to the new subscribers, I say to you, you are in worthy hands, and it is no mistake or a fluke that the divine has led you to my presence. There are millions and millions of people on YouTube at any moment. It is not a fluke that you clicked on my video. I take that seriously, and I invite you to do the same thing. Begin to understand space and time, your appointment, your destiny on the earth. Tune in to the universal whisper that is your eternal guidance through this journey in life. If you tap into that, your entire life changes. It is what I live by. It is what I listen to. It is what guides me in every single decision that I make. As it relates to this platform and communicating to you, I only and always speak directly from my soul. You'll never get prepared remarks and rehearsed videos, and you'll never get that from me. I only speak from the heart. Because as the angel sent to my life who raised me, my grandmother always said, what comes from the heart reaches the heart. I'll see you soon. What's up, everybody? This is the Jedi. I was not in any way in a position to even begin to think that this would be something that I would need to talk about. Because, alas, it is just another laying of the constant track of daily bullshit from white people at every level. It's the bitch at your apartment where you live calling the police on you. It's bitches calling police because you're mowing the lawn. It's police shooting you. It's a bitch at a damn store. Every damn day it's something with white people. And they don't have a single comparable list of shit from us to them. The assault, the provocateurs, and the shit starters, as usual, is them. From before 1619 up to right now as I speak to you. That's my opening statement of absolute truth. Period. So there's a couple reasons that provoked me that I felt like I needed to add my voice to this. To be the stabilizer, you understand. On an airplane, you've got your two wings. Then I think the back wings may be called ailerons. Don't hold me to that. But that big ass tail is called the stabilizer. That goes and it all goes. You understand? And so what I sense out there in the lexicon is my people need a stabilizer on this issue. And so I offer myself in that role. This is not just about Megyn Kelly, as I alluded to in just my opening statement. It's not just about her. She carries the water of white America. Of course she does, or she wouldn't be on television. You can't really even be an African person on television unless you're carrying the water of white people. This is the truth. Do you understand? When we look at the case of Botham Jean, and you had a black Texas Ranger in charge, and a black district attorney, and a black chief of fucking police, all carrying the water for fucking white people. That's why this is a scandal. This is why probably Dallas is going to burn. Because African people have just had it. It will probably make Rodney King look like a fucking carnival act. Inshallah. Inshallah. Now, I began to hear this dust up somewhere. I don't know. I've been very, very busy the last few days, and even when I'm online for anything, just certain things, you keep getting notifications over there, and then you see something over here, and it's another title over there, and I'm over it. But what I do know, and what has always been consistent, as many of you know who have been with me, when I start to see a big pile of smoke and a lot of reaction to shit, I say I should probably look at that. Because there's probably something there that is critical and more meaningful and more telling that will be missed by my people. That is the only reason why I would need to speak. If I felt like all the parameters were covered, no need to speak. I go on with my life. But I needed to turn my eye to this because there's several moving parts to this that I find intriguing, revealing, pick your word. First of all, I want to begin with the egregious act, and I want to dissect that. I've got some articles that I've also have lined up, and we're also going to dissect the alleged apology. We're going to give motive and reason for the apology, why it was fake as shit, and why it really wasn't an apology at all. We'll get into that. But first, let us begin with what we will call the crime scene.
But you should still be able to dress like a moron.
But what is racist? Because truly, you do get in trouble if you are a white person who puts on blackface for Halloween, or a black person who puts on whiteface for Halloween. Like back when I was a kid, that was okay as long as
right there. You see, they slip in the false white equivalent, which there is no equivalent to their evil. Their constant bullshit, their constant harassment, their constant faked inappropriateness, which is all on purpose. We're 14 seconds in, and there's several problems with just that 14 seconds. Let's hear it again. First, your MSNBC guy that I've learned in preparing for this piece for you. I'm assuming he's the MSNBC guy. Don't quote me on that. I think he's the MSNBC guy that she's blaming somehow. But that's not really the most important thing. We'll just call him the MSNBC guy because we need an operative description for the actors in this scene. The bitch in the outdated plaid shirt is Jenna Bush. Beady-eyed Bush is one of his daughters. Remember? Smoking marijuana and snorting cocaine? I'll remind you that Sasha and Malia Obama, the two most divine children that have ever resided at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue, couldn't so much as sneeze in public or there'd be a fucking public scandal. Only from white people. Alright? Again, the only provocateurs, the only ones always fucking upset and always looking to be outraged and offended by some shit. This is the problem on the earth. Certainly in this damn nation, but absolutely around the whole fucking earth. Period. This is Joan Rivers' daughter, and we know how she ended up, thank God. For misguided statements that she has made about some of everybody, but certainly calling Michelle Obama a transgender. The bitch was the bitch was 4 foot tall or 3 feet tall. She looked like a fucking gnome. Do you understand what I'm saying? Michelle Obama is a 5'11" in flat feet, statuesque, angelic goddess. Nothing more divine has ever graced any portion of 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue, and certainly nothing more divine has represented this asshole of Satan as an ambassador and a face of this bitch around the fucking earth. Don't come fucking near me. You understand? But this little gnome who had so much fucking plastic surgery you couldn't understand if she was a fucking mummy or a fucking troll or a gnome or a fucking something from the goddamn Wizard of Oz. But she's making statements about Michelle Obama. I remind you that the day that I have to tell this story, I can't mention a bitch ass without saying this. I remind you that the day that this was early on, and there had been another dust up with the fake non-ass Zionist Jews, non-Jews in the fake-ass state of Israel that had attacked our Palestinian brothers and sisters yet again. By the way, shout out to them, because you'll remember that when we went through Ferguson, it was the Palestinians that were tweeting to us and telling us what to use on the tear gas. That's how we knew, and the pepper sprays, that's how we knew how to pour milk in the eyes. It was the Palestinians that were tweeting us, everybody. It was the Palestinians. It was our brothers and sisters in goddamn Palestine. You have a short memory. But they were attacking them yet again. And somebody asked her, and she said, they need to kill all of them. That's what they get. It was the first time I had just started with Google Plus and stuff. Like I was still like new with my old channel. And somebody sent it to me or shared it publicly or something like that. And I saw it. And I simply typed, don't worry, she'll be dead soon. 2 days later, the bitch croaked. You understand what I'm telling you? Living close to the universe, understanding its whisper, but being pure of heart. That's the requisite. Now, so this is her daughter, all right? And we have issue with her, but let's hear this first opening 14 seconds again. We're going to be here a minute, everybody, because we have to go through this forensically. You see everything goes by in a blip like that, and you move on to fucking Housewives, or you move on to whatever the fuck else that's meaningless in your fucking life. You understand what I'm saying? And you're missing it. I tell you, it's all right in front of you. But you've got to cast yourself not as a fucking citizen in this bitch, because you are not. You are unwanted leftover cargo in this bitch. They had no plan for you after fucking slavery. You understand what I'm saying? And their asses have been itching and on fire every goddamn it since. One generation after the generation after the generation after generation. The same evil that our fucking people encountered on the continent back in the 12, 14, or 1600s, we're still working on getting an accurate number, is the same evil that confronts your ass right now today, no matter where you exist and no matter what you do in this goddamn society every damn day. Do you understand what I'm telling you? You must be clear about your enemy, your environment, and your condition. And you must understand your reality is not the same as theirs. You understand what I'm saying? Because what you're trying to do is escape the reality that they've created for you and understand what is true reality for you as an African person. And one of the ways you do that is begin by recasting yourself in this bitch. So, you're not a citizen of this bitch. Stop this we and the country and ours. Fuck that. You cast yourself as a third-party tourist observer in this bitch, and you stand aloof and aside and above so you can look down and see the shit clearly. When you're down in the crowd, you don't know you're in the crowd of 17,000 people, but you get up on a ladder and you go, damn, there's 17,000 people here. Get out of the crowd and get up on the ladder, because that's where I reside. Know this. Now let's see this first 14 seconds now.
But you should still be able to dress like a moron.
Now, that's like just to make it light. You should be able to dress like a moron. A word created and only used by white people. All right? I don't even know what the real meaning of that is. You know what I mean? It's one of those things, you see, that you should reject because it's outside of your intellect as an African. You need to start being the captain of your ship, and you need to start guarding what you let in and what you receive. But you got to be aware. Now, let's go on.
But what is racist?
Now, but what is racist? Now she's in a questioning mode, huh? And remember, she's supposed to be now this was their attempt at Oprah. Because after Oprah went off, after 25 years, at number, goddammit, one, nothing on television has been number one consistently for 25 years. You see? So they bring in Wendy Williams, the anti-Oprah. You see, just like when we had conscious rap, now you got this bullshit. We had conscious rap, and even the gangster rap was at least reflected our venom and our passion with stuff like fuck the police and fight the powers that be and shit like that. Oh yes, you see, but now they're giving you the anti-that. Stay with me, because you have to see this as one, everybody. If you start saying shit as compartmental and individual, you miss the entire puzzle. You must understand there's only one puzzle, because you're dealing with one fucking people, and they all sing and play the same damn song in the same damn symphony. Hear me. Now, so they gave you the anti-Oprah with Wendy Williams. She looks like a man. She's oversexed. She's not wearing her natural hair ever. We don't know what the bitch's real hair looks like. You see what I'm saying? She's got fucking breast implants. She's got a drug problem. She has no ass. She looks like a fucking letter P. And she's all things that Oprah was not. You see? Oprah was demure and classy, intellectual, professional. You see? This bitch comes out there and you can almost see her fucking panty line when she's sitting up there in that goddamn chair. She's the anti-Oprah. Do away with that. You see? Just like get rid of the memory of Michael Jackson. The most famous human being ever known to humanity. And the greatest entertainer the world has ever known. But he was ours. So we want to erase his memory. You see? It's always an us-them proposition, both at a national level and even at a micro level. That means their government, their people, and the bitch next door or the bitch on your job. You need to understand this. You understand? This is called knowing the environment in which you live and knowing the people who the fuck you see. You don't let them dictate who they are to you. You absolutely should have already have defined these people by now. Because your very life depends on it, as we see. And we have the carcasses to prove that. And the cold graves. So, now, this bitch is an attempt at an Oprah. But let's put a white face on it. Remember, this is the hateful bitch who shouts down black men and just black people in general when her bitch ass was on Fox News. You understand what I'm saying? The bitch is a man. You understand what I'm saying? Listen to her fucking voice. But more than that, you must understand this is the same bitch that said Jesus Christ is white and so is Santa. Remember, that was a big dust up when she was on Fox News. But that is their brand du jour at Fox News, and indeed in all white media everywhere. All of them. But that was just known as the place where we're going to let this be more out. Because what they really want is to be out in the open with their racism. That's why they love that slogan, make America great again. America was never great for fucking African people, and the bitch is still not. You understand? So, this is the same bitch. So let us understand what her dossier is. Alright? She's the same bitch that shouted down and dressed down D.L. Hughley when he was on her show. He's been on there several times, but certainly the last one that got the most attention and so forth, you see. Fuck her and the fat bitch that gave birth to her. Now, so Just so you know who we're dealing with. All right. So now she's casting herself as this unaware ass, dingy ass bitch who just came to Earth. The bitch is 47 years old, which means she was born in 1971. Do you understand what I'm saying? So you have to go back, everybody. Everything has to be seen in a context. You can never see anything as one compartmentalized little cubicle. You must see it as the whole picture, and that's what I'm trying to demonstrate to you in this damn video. Now, the bitch is born in 1971. So you think about her parents would have been at least 20 years or 30 years older than her, huh? Now you're in what, 60, 50, 40. So her parents were part of the motherfuckers that probably burned down Greenwood, Oklahoma, burned some crosses, did some lynchings, just fitted some people on the goddamn bus, took their seat, and did everything else. She is the product of that shit. Just like I'm the product of a father whose sperm seed was developed on a fucking plantation. My father and my grandmother was a sharecropper. And my grandfather. They picked goddammit cotton. I am my father's seed. This shit is not ancient history. Let us be clear about historical references. So, just like my father and my grandmother were sharecroppers, this bitch's people was the fucking perpetrators of the bullshit. You see? You can't see them just now in their incarnation, in their seed, like they're something different, and that shit is of old. They have been passing down their hate and evil from fucking day one for as long as they've existed. Why do you think we're still in the same shit that we've been in since forever? Generation after generation after generation. Somebody's not changing. Go talk to your great-great-grandfather, and he could tell you a same police story like the motherfucking one of Brotham Chimjan or Trayvon Martin. Same enemy, same people. No change. So she doesn't get a pass. Alright? Let us go on now. So he says you can still dress like an alien, and then she says it's not racist. Now she's the professeur de jour on all things that are acceptable and racist or not, huh?
But what is racist?
But what is racist, says the whore?
Because truly, you do get in trouble if you are a white person who puts on blackface. Yeah.
You do get in trouble if you're a black person, if you're a white person who puts on blackface. Huh?
Halloween. Or
right here. Crime right here. Or
a black person who puts on white face.
No black people are putting on white face. That's that white false equivalent to make it seem like somebody else is doing the same evil that only they perpetrate on the fucking earth. No matter what the situation or what the circumstance or what the event is. You see? She's very skilled in that fucking double speak and false equivalent because she's white, and because she's even more skilled because the bitch comes from Fox News. And they are the quintessence of the double speak and the forked tongue of these fucking people. Hear this now. False equivalent, 14 seconds in.
Or a black person who puts on white face for Halloween.
That's actually 10 seconds, huh? Black people don't put on white face unless we're being a ghost. That's the only time I've ever seen black people put on powder on their face. Done. You see? Or they're trying to look like a corpse, or they try to, when you get that grayed out look and you're trying to look like you're a mummy and shit. Fuck her. The bitch is a liar, but let us go on.
Back when I was a kid, that was okay.
Now, when I was a kid, that was okay. Remember, the bitch was born in 1971. All right? So she would have been 20 years old in 1981. She still would have, so that's still far enough and early enough that there's the atmospherics and the climate was something that she would be aware of. This is not foreign history to her. I don't know what state the bitch is from, but that would tell us even more. All right, let us go on. That was okay. When I was growing up as a kid, that was okay, because you're a white bitch that was born to a racist family. So of course it was okay. You see? Let us go on.
As long as you were dressing up as like a character.
As long as you're dressed like a character. So she gets no passes. But just to do the dissertation for you, I'm going to allow that one could have meant so that if you were a character like, let's say Freddy Krueger. Because Freddy Krueger was kind of ambiguous. We knew he was a white dude. I forget the actor that played the part. But Freddy Krueger, when you saw him, like, he moved like a black dude. The first Freddy Krueger movie, the very first one, with the hat and everything. You was like, is that a black dude playing that part? Like, we was still in question until we finally saw the dude that played him. You see? So one could be ambiguous, all right? So if you want to dress up as Freddy Krueger, okay, go ahead, bruh. All right? But I suggest to you, because it's her, that's a slight to African people that were characters. As long as you're dressing up like a character. So when you take on a black person, it could just be your next door neighbor. You're a character. Even though they're nobody and nobody knows them, they're not even famous. But if you dress up like your next door neighbor, you're a character. You see, in her white mind. Let's go on.
Character.
If somebody feels like something is offensive to,
I think that there are limits.
Damn it.
To how far you want.
be able to take it if you're going to dress up.
Wait.
That's fair game.
Yeah.
It's forensics, everybody. Forensics. You see, because these people are very slick and very sly. And so much of this shit is out in the open, it goes right past your black ass. No more. You understand? See this now.
And that's fair.
Wait. No, we're going to hear this.
Character.
If somebody
Hear him. If somebody feels
like something is offensive to them, then you should say it, and that's fair game.
Yeah,
then you should say it, and that's fair game.
And you should be able to take it if you
And you should be able to take it. But he does not dispense any judgment towards or clarify that would be a moral insurrection. You see what I'm saying? He's leaving it innocuous. And by the way, white people don't have any grounds to talk about anybody being offended because they're the only ones that offend. You see what I'm saying? Everybody else is offended. They don't have anything to be offended about. You see? But they're casting themselves as if they're down with everybody else, and just because I've told you, they sell you this bullshit. We're all the same. No, we're not the same. We're not the same. And even our DNA and the very protein that comes off of our cells says we are not the same. But most importantly, the divine has said you are not the same. Let us go on.
able to take it if you're going to dress up like that.
Yeah, you got to be able to take it.
So again, because he doesn't want to get into any, you see. But now, here comes the quote unquote high quotations with highlighter Jew. All right, because she's not. You see what I'm saying? She might, and I don't think she's even a practicing Jewish faith person. You see what I'm saying? She's certainly not a Semitic Jew. She's not one of the Israelites. You see what I'm saying? She doesn't have melanated skin. You see? But Melissa Rivers. All right, let's bring her in. Hear what she's gonna say now.
You got to be able to take it.
Yeah, one of the things they mentioned is people dressing up like Nazis. And
Now, boom. First things come out of her mouth is Nazis. Because in her mind, she's a Jew. And she's going to defend that. Of course. But we already know that there's no equivalent between whatever happened in World War II, because there are white so-called Jewish Holocaust deniers that say the shit never even happened, and they've shown evidence for that. I cite for you. You can watch old clips of the old Phil Donahue show. Just put in a search for, Phil Donahue Holocaust deniers or something like that. Panel of not us, white folks up there showing and telling and showing their evidence that was very compelling that shit never even happened. But even if it did, the fact of the matter is there is no suffrage by any peoples anywhere on this place called Earth that is equivalent to the genocide, the total destruction and changing of the trajectory of the very existence of a people on this earth, like what's been done to African people by white people. And let us always be clear. Let us go on. Now she begins with the Nazis, huh?
people dressing up like Nazis and this.
Now, by the way, nobody would do that. Because as long as they're trying to hold that white people can actually be the original Jews, they will always make that, oh, you're anti-Semitic, or that's off limits, and the Jews, and it's off limits. You see? And that Megyn Kelly bitch would never have said that. You see? But it's okay. And I suggest to you, once their asses finally die the fuck off, or there's fewer of them and they can understand that indeed we are the fucking Israelites of the Quran, the Torah, and the goddamn fake ass scripture, then suddenly it will be all open season on all things Jew and Semitic references. Watch what I'm telling you. Huh? That we'll save that for a future date to come. Let us go on.
Up like Nazis and this. If you think it's offensive, it probably is.
Again, but she's only defending her turf. I ain't mad, but I must point that out. Because what the whore brought up was blackface. So, again, purposely or subconsciously, as a white person, she now comes in with this false equivalent stuff. The Nazis, huh? Wow. Dude, let's go on.
Probably is.
But, like what she said, if you think something's offensive, it probably is.
Yep.
And one of my big complaints just about society right now is whatever happened, and I know how you were raised. I don't know how you were raised, but
No, that's questionable.
yeah. Whatever happened to just manners and polite society?
I'll tell you what happened to it. White people are realizing that they're dying off, that you have several states in this nation that are majority minority states. You've already now had the advent of an African president with a real black wife that we didn't have to squint to see was she a sister. And that opens the door for everybody. You see, if we can do it, that means now it can be done by anybody. Like literally. Like no games. You see? And so we saw the next day after Obama said, and so help me God, suddenly it was the Tea Party just sprung up in unison all across this bitch, which told us what we already knew, those of us that are paying attention. We know what the real incarnation of these people are and what their intentions are and how they really feel. And that was always the thing. Well, no matter what happens, there'll never be a black president. So at least we have that over them. Until we had one. Now it's open season. They're real nervous right now. They're very nervous. Because this is a people who does not want to get along with humanity. In fact, equality feels like oppression to them. I'm going to bring you a whole video about that. But that's what it feels like to them. So this rhetoric, and it's just that rhetoric of we should all be the same and we're all the same. They only say that because they always know that they have an upper hand until now the shit is changing. You understand? You have several governor seats that are up for the midterm elections right now that have African people ready to snatch those seats and have black governors. You understand what I'm telling you? That's a whole subject in and of itself. But I'm just trying to help you understand that nobody else will be nervous about this. Everybody else will think it's a good thing except for them. They're the ones that are fucking it up for everybody. With their paranoia, their jealousy, and their desperate need to be fucking number one and shit. You see? Oh my god, I can't. Wait, what am I hearing? Alright, I thought I was hearing something. Alright, let us go on.
But on Halloween,
So, just to clarify what she said, you know, that's why I broke in, because she was saying, what happened to politeness? And I just told you what happened to it. You see what I'm saying? The country's not gone to hell, everybody. The country's not divided. The country's not upset. White people are fucking pissed off. Because show me the daily bullshit from Arabs that's in the news. I'd like to see those stories. Oh, they don't exist. Well, maybe you could show me something, the daily bullshit that Latinos are causing and pissing people off and, you know, killing people and sending them off to jail or calling the police on them and all these sorts of things. I'd like to see that. Oh, they don't exist. Show me where the Asians are doing it. I'd like to see that. Maybe you could show me the Native American. It's still nothing? You see what I'm saying? Fucking, it's them. You see what I'm saying? So you have to identify the shits. You see, you don't smell a fart and go, well, there's just a fart in here. No, we find who the fuck farted and we point them out. Let us go on.
Light society.
But on Halloween, you've got guys running around with fake axes coming out of their head.
Now she's equating the fake axes and she's looking at the guy. Notice her eye contact is to the first dude that spoke. We're calling him the MSNBC guy. Alright? She's trying to make it seem like it's so nothing. You got axes coming out of a guy's head? Huh?
Coming out of their head.
By the way, something they invented. We didn't invent Halloween. Just need to point that out. Nobody's obsessed with zombies and blood and gore and horror. Like, we didn't come up with that. Just, that needs to be known. You understand what I'm saying?
glasses coming out of their head.
But what I'm saying
it's gonna be jarring.
Right, but what I'm saying is, in polite society, someone who's raised would not think.
He said she mumbled, someone who's what?
Not think.
I think she said racist, but she didn't want to say it. Like, man, we going through this, damn it.
That would not think.
Damn it, bitch.
That dressing is polite society. Someone who's raised would not think that dressing as a Nazi is okay.
Okay, she's saying someone who's regular, I guess. When I think that dressing as a Nazi is okay. Look at the face, huh? Remember, she's supposed to be the Oprah now, huh? We'll put Megyn Kelly in. Give her this big contract. I think the bitch was getting like $17 million a year. We'll put her in. You see? And now because it must be us and them, they will not have a white talk show host that will do what Oprah did. Oprah is an entire brand. She's probably second only to the fucking... Who knows? You see what I'm saying? Like, she is like a force. Bitch, you are a talk show in a cheap dress. You understand what I'm telling you? But they will always attempt. You always heard when they mentioned Michael, he was one of. No. Show me the other ones that were like Michael. Show me that. Oh, he stands alone. Let's go on.
He is okay. I don't need the PC.
Or painting somebody. I mean, I think that there are limits.
Now, know this as an act of God, everybody. You also have to know when the divine is overriding. You understand what I'm saying? Because there's no good intention in the hearts of any of these fucking people sitting up there. And we know who her father is. Need I say any more? You understand what I'm saying? But I always tell you, we take truth wherever it comes from. Wherever it comes from. Because you wouldn't mind if they gave you a pot of slop that people have been vomiting and spitting in, but there's a $1,000 bill in there. God damn it! Somehow you're gonna reach your hand and get that $1,000 bill and wash your hand off later. You extract that truth. You see what I'm saying? No matter what the source.
There are limits to how far you want to go.
But
if you're making people feel bad.
Okay. So because if you're making people feel bad, okay.
But I'm saying normal people kind of know where that line is.
I like that she said that. Normal people kind of know where that line is. Not even saying she was trying to be shady to the whore. But she made the statement at least. Let's go on.
Yes, right.
I mean, I have a son that dressed as a fireman with an axe and then insisted on carrying the axe around for like a week.
But there was controversy on the Real Housewives.
Remember, she's a comedian. Quotations. So, or at least her mother was a comedian. So, laugh, ha ha, kiki, fuck, whatever. We'll give a fuck.
On the Real Housewives. There was a controversy on the Real Housewives of New York with.
Now, this is the whore. Now, she's citing that there was a controversy on the Real Housewives of somebody.
Luann, as she dresses Diana Ross.
She dresses Diana Ross. Somebody named Luann. I can already tell that was not a sister. But let's go on.
And she made her skin look darker than it really is. And people said that was racist.
And then now remember, this is the whore that said Santa is white and so is Jesus Christ, and that's the end of it. Remember? And all of her other stuff, and she's a know-it-all on everything when she's on Fox. Suddenly now she's feigning as if this would be surprising to her. You see? She's trying to drum up this. She's being consistent. Not drumming up. They don't need drumming up. She's being consistent with this weak complaint by white people that they're just so oppressed now, and that you just can't say or do anything now. You see, she's playing into that. That's what this statement is about, and her whole look and everything. Watch how she delivers this statement.
That was racist.
Racist? You see how she bucked the eyebrows up and like, can you believe it? Like, when two women are sharing, I was down at the grocery store, the oranges just went up 15 cents. You see? It's like that.
Than it really is, and people said that was racist.
You see how she paused? Her whole cadence changed when she said that part. First it was just a story. She was in that monotone man voice of hers. And then it was racist. And she added the dramatic punctuation to it. Watch.
Than it really is. And people said that was racist.
She had to pause one more time and we're going on.
New York with Luann. As she dresses Diana Ross. and she made her skin look darker than it really is, and people said that that was racist.
Racist, like clutch the pearl. You see, that's it. Hear this.
And I don't know. I thought like,
and I thought like, now watch what she says. Now, and I thought like, now separate the issue completely from what her setup was. This is how you get snowed, everybody. And white people eat this up, and this is why there's a wall, whether it's on purpose or whether their capacity is just inferior. I don't know. We just know the result. You see what I'm saying? You go buy peanut butter in the store, you don't really see everything that happened. You just know this goddamn thing says peanut butter on it now, and is that the price I'm trying to pay? You put it in your fucking basket and you go to the checkout counter. You see? But no. We're doing process here. So now notice she just said, and I thought, gotta get that set up one more time.
Racist. And I don't know, I thought.
And I don't know, I thought, and then the shoulders up like, you know, I looked at it and I'm a fair-minded person. I just thought, and this is the vomit that comes out.
Like, who doesn't love Diana Ross?
Total fucking departure from the fucking issue. This isn't about whether or not you love or hate Diana Ross, bitch. You see the deflection? You see? You see? Hear it again. And because I always tell you America is the dumbest populace on the earth, this audience is eating it up.
That was racist.
There's the dramatic punctuation. Racist.
And I don't know, I thought like, who doesn't love Diana Ross?
Now, as if she loves Diana Ross. This is to bathe over the fiery path that she just laid leading up to it. You see? And to give her cover after this statement. Like, also her exclamation, her oh my godness right there is to imply I love Diana Ross, which means nothing because they've always loved our entertainers. I cite for you. You could always go in the back door of the fucking place that you were going to perform at, but you couldn't sit in the audience, you couldn't sit at the bar, you couldn't eat in the kitchen. You performed, you got your black ass out the fucking building, and most of the time out of town before sundown. Oh, they've always liked our performers, so this means nothing. Oh my God, I'm worked up. Let us go on.
Racist. And I don't know, I thought like,
I don't know, I thought like it's an innocent thought, but this is a contrived statement. Go.
Who doesn't love Diana Ross?
I'm over it. Because it's not about whether or not you love Diana Ross. She just now skated past whether or not it was right or wrong for the bitch on the Housewives to paint her face black as Diana Ross. Huh? Let's go on.
She wants to look like Diana Ross for one day.
So, I know men that have dressed up for Diana Ross. There's always somebody at your fucking school that has to dress up like a girl during Halloween or the other shit they have during the school year when you're in high school. You see what I'm saying? So it was always somebody that had to fucking dress like a woman. Usually a white dude. Can I just add that? But I've seen in my lifetime men dressed up as Diana Ross, and we got it. They had the big hair, they had the gown, and it was clearly, oh, you're supposed to be Diana Ross. But they didn't fucking put on blackface. You understand? She knows that.
She wants to look like Diana Ross for one day. I don't know how like
no,
that
bitch, you can look like Diana Ross around the clock. As a white person.
Racist on Halloween.
Wait now. It's Halloween, so all exceptions are off. This is the same whore that said absolutely Jesus Christ and Santa Claus are white, period.
How like that got racist on Halloween.
I don't know how that got racist on Halloween, huh? So, but she's not going to look over here at Melissa Rivers and say, well, how come I can't wear swastikas on Halloween? How does that get racist on Halloween? She'll never say that to her, but it's always open season on African people. Do you see what I'm saying? That's why we have to be just as vigilant and fucking push back and as out fucking raged as these fucking fake ass Jews get when you say one fucking thing. You see what I'm saying? We're not vigilant enough, but part of the reason is because we're under constant assault and you can't defend off every fucking incoming missile. And we're under constant barrage. Oh my God. Let's go on.
Day, I don't know how like that got
back.
racist on Halloween. I don't know, I thought like, who doesn't love Diana Ross? She wants
Fake
to look
bitch.
like Diana Ross for one day. I don't know how like that got racist on Halloween. It's not like she's walking around.
I have
in
not seen it. But it's
So her inference there is that it is racist, but not on Halloween. I can't. Wow. So We can burn. It's not okay anymore to burn crosses, even though we still do it. It's not okay to burn crosses, but on Halloween it's not racist, according to her. According to what she just said to us. Hear this.
I haven't seen it, but
You
it sounds a little
have
racist.
watched
to me.
it. Me too.
And by the way, I haven't seen the other,
too.
but if she
I don't know how like that got racist on Halloween.
I haven't
It's not
seen
like
it.
she's
On Halloween.
walking around.
I have.
It's not like she's walking around like that, acknowledging what I just said. By default, saying that if she was just walking around like that, then it would be a problem, would suggest that she has conscience of the information. You see? So therefore, all the bullshit, when we get into her apology, this is laying foundation for why that's also bullshit. Even though I've got 100 reasons why it's a fucking lie, this is just like the 101. You see? Let's go on. Oh, I got the receipts.
on Halloween.
I haven't
It's not
seen
like
it,
she's
but
walking around.
I have
in general.
not seen it, but it
You
sounds a little
have
racist to
watched
me.
it. Me
and
too.
by the
And then he's just gonna make light and whatever, bitch. Wait. Oh.
way, I haven't seen the other,
too.
but if she really wanted to look like Diana
She goes, I haven't seen it either. So now she's going to throw a bomb at him. Because he's trying to be all jovial. And she's looking to him. Remember, she's the host of the show. She's the $17 million bitch at the table. These people are not just there as like, come on. They're cowering to her. You understand what I'm saying? You go on Oprah's show, unless you're that fucking Barbra Streisand bitch who made Oprah sit on the other side for the first time on her own damn show. Because she has to be seen from a certain side. Anyways, guests go on there and they cower to. She's Oprah. You see? Now, not that this heifer is even the equivalent of Oprah's crusty pinky toenail. I'm just making the reference. Let's be clear. Let's not ever discount or ever cast dispersions on the royalty that is Mrs. Oprah Winfrey.
really wanted to look like
Watch this.
Know how like that got racist on Halloween.
I haven't
It's not
seen
like
it,
she's
but
walking around.
I have
in general.
not seen it.
Now, his disclaimer is, well, I just haven't seen it. So, therefore, I don't need to make a comment about it because he's desperately trying to stay neutral because he's a little carrot. Huh? Let's go on.
But it
You
sounds a little
have
racist to
watched
me.
it. Me
and
too.
by
And
the
then
way,
she's gonna-
I haven't seen the
Me
other,
too.
but if
And then she stops it and she goes, you know what? And she's loud too because her mother was loud. And so this is good right here. She goes, you know what? I haven't seen it either.
Me
and
too.
by the way,
By the way,
seen the
Me
other,
too.
but if she
I haven't seen it either.
really wanted to look like Diana Ross, she should have dressed as Michael Jackson.
Now, no need to dig on the king, the most famous human being ever known to civilization. But it's still open season on Michael. When have we heard even one joke in your lifetime, you the individual listening to me now, when have you heard one disparaging joke, like a failed attempt at a joke like that about fucking Elvis or the Beatles or Sinatra or any of their white failed non-equivalents to our excellence and greatness? Never. The kindest man is in the Guinness Book of World Records for the most philanthropic work by any fucking celebrity ever in the history of ever. Made it a point, any world tour that he gave, scheduled stops specifically at burn centers and cancer centers and AIDS clinics and things like that that weren't covered by the press at his request. And her mother looked like a fucking clown and a fucking gnome, and she wants to sit up there. You should not be talking about people. You should not be talking about Michael Jackson. You see what I'm saying? Because she looks like the Joker too, sitting up there. Can we just add?
Michael Jackson. Because they
Now, she didn't have to use Michael, but the intent was to try and lighten the mood, because they know they're in hot water right there. You see? Now, the whore is overly laughing because the joke wasn't that funny. You see, he's just giving a grin out of it. She's a dingy bitch and doesn't get it. But the whore is overly laughing now. You see? Side camera, all right? They're about to go to break or to another segment. So now it's make a big laugh out of it. I know television, everybody. Let's see this. See the setup.
But it
You
sounds a little
have
racist to
watched
me.
it. Me
and
too.
by the way, I haven't seen the other,
too.
but if she really wanted to look like Diana Ross, she should have dressed as Michael Jackson. Because they
Failed delivery. Notice the delay with the audience to get it. And I've also been in studio audiences, everybody. There's always somebody that you don't see on camera that gets acquainted with the audience before these people ever come out. And they start showing you what their cues are and when you're supposed to do certain things. Some of it is spontaneous, but a lot of it is that person, the audience person, that's their job, is to rev up the audience and make it a big presentation for television. You see? So notice the delay after she made the failed joke. Because Michael Jackson is beloved. You understand? Beloved across this earth. Hear this now, the reaction. Again, notice everything that's in front of you, my people. From the shit that's down here on the writing on the screen, the shit that's in the studio, the people in the audience, every damn thing. This is in front of you. You shouldn't miss a thing. Everything matters. And especially in television, because I tell you, not even a housefly appears on television unless it's been put there. Hear this. We'll do lead-ins to that.
You really want to look like Diana?
Now watch. Hear the delay. In fact, I'll pause it. Because if it's funny, boom, you get an immediate reaction. Da-da-da, ha, ha, ha. It's not that. It's Michael Jackson. Dead silence, laugh. Because the audience person cued them.
Diana Ross, she should have dressed as Michael Jackson.
I shouldn't have had any time to pause it there. Hear it again. I'll let it play through.
To look like Diana Ross, she should have dressed as Michael Jackson. Because they...
Did you hear the delay? One more time and we go on. And then she's overly laughing. It wasn't funny, everybody. It wasn't funny. Look at this lady over here in the flowered blouse. Is she in guttural laugh? No. The sister's looking like, I don't get it, because, you know, that's Michael and she's ready to stab somebody up in the damn studio. This bitch back here just got it because she saw the audience guy. You see? This chick over here, just a grin, house mom. You see? It's not a funny joke. Here are the lead-ins. But the reason for it was trying to lighten the mood. Because they're in hot water right now.
To look like Diana Ross, she should have dressed as Michael Jackson. Because they...
And then it had to roll. You only had a few people, and then it just, oh, because America's dumb, and so somebody else laughed, and they just start laughing. Oh, yeah. You see? Not funny. And then look at her. Look at her reaction. Look at Jenna. Look at her. Look at her. Because I told you she doesn't get it. She's somewhere else. She's probably on cocaine right there, but watch. Just watch her. Just watch her. Just watch her in the plaid shirt. Watch her. Hear the joke and watch her. Space alien. I'm over it. Let's go on.
I don't know. I can't keep up with the number of people that...
just come on, we're already in the deep end.
Literally.
See? And she goes, come on, we're already in the deep end of the pool. Because she was that's the only way she made that failed joke, trying to lighten the mood. Hear that again.
Number of people that...
just come on, we're already in the deep end.
Literally. I can't keep up with the number of people that we're offending just by being like normal people.
I can't think of the... Now, hear this last statement she's saying. This is trying to say, anybody that's offended, it just doesn't get it. That's what this is meant to say. She's looking down at her card as if she's not reading anything. She's making the statement spontaneously out of the hot water that the bitch is in. And Melissa Rivers just said, we're already in the deep end of the pool. And then the whore says, she goes, let me just find out how many people we're offending now just because we're being normal people. So what that says to my African ears is exactly what I think and suspect and know about you. Your normal is offensive to all humanity. Period. Huh? Hear this now.
The number of people that we're offending just by...
Gotta hear that. We gotta hear the whole thing.
Number of people that...
just come on, we're already in the deep end.
Literally.
We're already deep into the pool, and then the whore. Hear the whore now.
I can't keep up with the number of people that we're...
I can't keep up with the number of people we're offending right now.
offending just by being like...
Just by being like...
normal people these
normal people these days. See? And then they fade to black. You see? It wasn't even a play the theme music and next segment or we'll be right back. She didn't say that. That tells you the gravity of the moment. This was a fade to black, everybody. That was a producer with the hand under the neck, like with that chop motion, like cut. You see what I'm saying? This was a fade to black. See this as she's saying it. And we'll go to our next piece.
Oh, follow, just come on. We're already in the deep end.
Literally,
Of the pool.
I can't keep up with the number of people that we're offending just by being like normal people these days.
And then fade to black.
But you should.
And then I hit it and restart it. All right, let's go to the next piece now. Now, this we're just doing a drive-by on. We ain't doing this. You can look it up. I'm not going to link it. It's called When It Comes to Black People, I Think They're All Ugly, says 16-year-old African American. This was the Phil Donahue show. Also from today. All right, the 24th. Well, I'm in the 25th now, y'all. Like, it's 4:59 a.m. It's going to be time for me to get up from the first prayer. But anyway, and I suggest you the timing of this. All right, the timing of this. The timing, and I feel like he's on the same network as her. I think Phil. I think Dr. Phil. I think Dr. Phil is on the NBC network. Don't hold me to that. All right, but this girl was up there talking about she's white and nobody can ever tell her she's not white. Her mother was sitting up there. Her brother. But the timing of it. You also suddenly had these mysterious bomb packages that were at NBC Studios and other places. All right, the timing. I suggest you, it's all about this fucking bitch to create distraction, because otherwise, this Megyn Kelly thing was going to be the #1 story, but they weren't able to put the fire out. You see, she's just one. So you can search Dr. Phil's channel and boom, it should be there. All right. We're not going to look at it. We're moving on. Now we want to get into our main part of this, everybody. We want to dissect and go through forensically her non-apology and show you why it wasn't an apology, and indeed it was another attack, and there was also dog whistles in there for white people, particularly what they call the right. But we make no distinction between the left and the right when it comes to these people, because they're all united against your black ass. We know that for sure. You understand? We know that. All right. Now, and then we'll get into also breaking down Roland Martin going there to speak to the whore. All right. Don't have a video on that. Wasn't able to clear it, but don't need to. We can still discuss it and it'll be fine. But first, let us go through this damn non-apology forensically. All right. This is from The Hollywood Reporter. The Megyn whore apologizes again for blackface comments. All right. So that was whatever. And then, but this was the one that she said on air. I was trying to get a still shot of what the bitch looked like when she was sitting up there. I still probably will deliver that to you. All right. Because that's important. In fact, let me see if I can get that just before, because I need you to have that visual in your mind as we are going through this. The visual matters. It's very important. Bingo. All right. It was in that one. All right. So on the same thing we're on. So that's perfect. All right. There they've put her in black again. Now remember, this is television, everybody. This is the $17 million whore. So, and I'm also going to bring you evidence that her show is on the fritz and on the way out. All right. In fact, as I speak to you, it might already be canceled. But we'll see what the details of that is when we get to it, because you guys know I don't read anything in advance. All right. I heard her statement. I knew it was bullshit. And all I had to do was look for a transcript of it. All right. But the visual is important. I can't play the video. But that's fine, because all you need to see is what she's looking like. There was a tear, looked like it was barely in the corner of each of her eyes. But her demeanor was this person who just maybe graduated high school, just came off of a farm in Iowa, had no idea of the world, and just did not know. You would have, if you just came and saw her just on this, you would have no idea of her incarnation on Fox News and other places. Excuse me, with all her fire and brimstone. The goal was to try and make her very demure and innocent sounding and looking. She almost sounded as if she was to tears, as if she was announcing the, maybe the number of victims killed on 9/11 or something. You see, it had that weight to it, her tone. You see, for all you guys that haven't seen it, go and search it and see it in this context now, so it doesn't go past you. Now, and of course they put her in black. Remember, the previous video, she had plunging cleavage and all of it. Huh? Let's go back and see that again. There she is now with the plunging cleavage, huh? This is television, everybody. Imaging. Imaging. You understand? In the 24 hours between the time this shit happened and the next day, I promise you, they brought in media consultants, which they probably already have at NBC Studios and etc., but they brought those people, they put everybody in high gear. It was all about imaging, how her hair was going to look, what she was going to say. Her statement was written, she rehearsed it. I promise you. You understand? I promise you. So there she is in plunging cleavage and all of it. Huh? But then we get to the apology. I wonder what we'll see. I wonder what we'll see. If I just only knew. Oh my God, it's Mother Teresa. And the hair is not as harlot. You see, this is all imaging on purpose. Now, she starts off because it's just, I want to begin with 2 words. I'm sorry. You see? And it was the dramatic looking around like she just won Miss America, or she just, or some bullshit, you see? And then she says, I was wrong and I am sorry. Now, for what? Because remember, I always tell you, the only way there can ever be reconciliation is you must have acknowledgement. You understand? There can never be reconciliation without acknowledgement. Doesn't matter who the parties are, what their relationship is to each other, what the dispute is, doesn't matter. You can never have reconciliation without acknowledgement. When you come to me and say, Jedi, I'm sorry, I want to hear why you're sorry. I need you to outline the offense or the insurrection against me so that I know we're on the same page of why I'm hurting and you know why I'm hurting and why you hurt me. Spell it out. You see? So far, I'm sorry. Well, that's innocuous. Let's go on and see if we'll see something else. One of the great parts of sitting in this chair is getting to discuss different points of view. Still no apology yet. Would she stump her toe before she came out and she's sorry? And this was self-aggrandizing. And I will suggest to you, as some of the other literature I hope will back up, based on its titling, is the reason for the tears is that her show is going down in flames. The bitch might already be canceled. We're going to find out in some of the articles I've got lined up. All right? But we'll make that inference for now. Because we know the tears weren't real. She's certainly not sorry about anything she's ever done to African people. Because this is the first time she's ever insulted African people. You understand? Her whole history on fucking Fox News is nothing but insulting Africans. All right? So let's be clear. All right? So one of the great parts in this chair is I get to discuss different points of view. This wasn't a point of view, bitch. So you're still not into anything of any relevance to the crime. Let's read the next sentence, see if we get anything. Sometimes I talk and sometimes I listen. This is meant to be dramatic. A lot of commas going on, you see, in her speech. And her tone was very, sometimes I talk and sometimes I listen. Remember the speech Oprah gave when she was like, remember the whole show, her last show was just Oprah walking around looking fucking demure and perfect? Perfect lighting, perfect hair, perfect outfit, perfect staging, perfect shoes, perfect goddamn name, perfect. Remember her tone? It was very bequeathing is the word I want to use. You know, Oprah was turning a page, you know, and there was a reflection in her tone and her words, you know. For all the 25 years that I've been here, you've been here with me. You meant stuff like that. You see, this was that. Probably, you know, probably written by people from the same school of writing. All right? I want you to understand the tone and the flavor so you can understand my charge that I'm making that the shit was fake and it falls flat and it fails. All right? Sometimes I talk and sometimes I listen. And yesterday, I learned, period. These short statements, commas, punctuations, this is how she spoke. And they're giving the actual punctuations on the shit. Appreciate them. Because I know how I'm about punctuations and grammar. All right. And yesterday, I learned. Now, yesterday she learned. I returned to the statistics. The bitch is 47 years old. She's born in 1971, huh? But yesterday she learned. Now, this is a whore who's been through journalism school. She's been through media training. That just to get you started on the list that you can look up for your damn self, quite frankly, or infer. All right? But I use that just to say, now she makes this statement, and yesterday I learned. She's covered Iraq wars. She's covered fucking politics. She's covered people. All the shit they cover on Fox News. All kinds of racial shit. This isn't the first time that something like this has popped up specifically with blackface and things like that, effigies and things, making Obama into a witch doctor and hanging him on a post and making him a monkey or putting him in blackface or something like that. This is the first time. But in this statement she says, and yesterday I learned. Really, bitch? Really? Huh? Sounds like that would apply to Dorothy in The Wizard of Oz. She went through all the shit and gets to the end and realizes the fucking shoes are on her goddamn feet that can get her home. No, yesterday Dorothy learned. You see, yesterday this bitch learned she had probably stepped one too far this time. And there probably won't be the Fox News machine to bail her bitch ass out. That's what she learned. But yesterday I learned. Period. I learned, given the history of blackface being used in awful ways by racists in this country. Stop. And there's a comma. All right? But now, let's dissect that. I learned. Yesterday I learned, period. Now she's going to tell us what she learned. Next sentence. I learned, given the history of blackface being used in awful ways by racists in this country, as if there's a proper way to use blackface, is what this suggests. But it was used in awful ways by racists. Racists were the only motherfuckers using blackface. You understand what I'm saying? You have some history, and Roland's gonna get into. What do I have? Roland's audio? Am I using Roland's? No, I can't use his audio. Damn it! I'm gonna tell you about it. Anyways, because he gives the whole history of, and I'm gonna link that for you. I'm gonna show you the video. I'm gonna show you what it is, and I'm gonna link that one for you, etc., etc. All right, fine. But she learned that it was being used in awful ways by racists in this country. We still haven't been mentioned yet. How many sentences are we? She's already said I'm sorry twice. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're about the 4th or 5th sentence. Still no mention of us. But she's sorry. Let's go on. It's not okay for that to be part of any costume, Halloween or otherwise. Really. Excuse me. Still no mention of us. And going back to the sentence before it, she learned that it's been used in awful ways by racists, comma. Then she says, it's not okay, capitals, for that to be part of any costume, Halloween or otherwise, pertaining to costume only. So in her mind, it's not okay for it to be used as a costume, thereby by default insinuating that it is okay for it to be used, because we see her subconscious coming out. In this sentence, it's not okay for it to be used in costume. Up here, it's only been used in awful ways by racists. But anybody else using it, it's okay, according to her subconscious speaking here, if she wrote this, or the subconscious of the white person that wrote it for her. Either way, this is a white vernacular that we're reading. This was not written by an African, nor was it articulated by one. But goddammit, it's being dissected by one. Now, it's not okay for that to be part of any costume, comma. So if you just left the rest of it out, it's not okay for that to be a part of any costume, which would infer you could use it for something else. Comma, Halloween or otherwise. Period. End quote. Now, she continued, I've never been a PC person. Which, this is not about being PC. This is about being racist. Again, no apology yet. All the bitch said is, I'm sorry. No mention of African people. You see? No mention of us yet. So we don't have any idea what she's talking about. We will allege at this point. Alright? I've never been a PC person. But you've been a racist, clearly. And you are. Now, I've never been a PC person, but I do understand, no comma, no period. I've never been a PC person, but I do understand the value of being sensitive to our history. No, bitch, where do I come in at? I'm the offended party. Sensitive to our history. She means them, not you and me. Because remember, in my opening I already reminded you, you're not a citizen of this bitch. This is not your country. This ain't you. Them. Because all the history here has been created by them. You understand? We've been reacting to all their bullshit. Since chattel slavery up to, goddammit, 2018 right now, this timestamp in this video. So let's understand what we mean when we say our history. Huh? But I do understand the value of being sensitive to our history, comma. Particularly on race and ethnicity. Still nothing for us yet. This is all sort of vague and ambiguous. You see? Particularly on race and ethnicity, period. This past year has been so painful for many people of color. Several issues with that. It's not just this past year, bitch. It's the last 500 to 600 years by my calculations, because I'm not buying the 1619 number. I'm over it. I have evidence that we've been here since at least the 1400s, probably sooner. You understand? But at any rate, it's not just been this past year. We've taken hell from your bitch ass since you brought us to these shores. And then she doesn't even name us. Has been this past year, and only the past year, because everything else has been nothing but wheat fields and pastures for us, everybody, with milk and honey flowing. Huh? So only this past year has been so painful for many people of color. No, bitch. It should say this, since they were brought here on slave ship, it has been a bitch for African people in this bitch. No. You understand? Because this wasn't about the Native American. This was not about the fucking Asian. This was not about the Arab or the Latino or anybody else you're going to dig up and bring to me in a mummy form. You understand what I'm telling you? This is an issue of African people, because it's always black and white. We are the group that they keep in their crosshairs to start shit with all the fucking time, because we have not given them any reason to step the fuck back. That's real. But in her mind, this past year, so you still don't get no apology. This past year has been so painful. Before you even get to the fucking police murders, did you know that 2018 was on record to be the most murderous year on record? Did you know that? Now, so in her mind, and in her white writer's mind, whoever fucking wrote it, it's just this past year, buddy. and for many people of color. Well, you weren't doing many people of color when you made your fucking blackface comment. You were talking about African people. You cited Diana Ross, not Pocahontas. Huh? You cited Diana Ross, not Che Guevara. You cited Diana Ross, not Ayatollah Khomeini. I could keep going. Many people of color. No apology to us yet. We've not been mentioned. The country feels so divided. No, only white people feel divided and have their ass up on their shoulders and are pissed off. Because they're the ones that gave themselves this disaster that sits in the Oval Office right now. The only people dividing it is them. You understand? We still in the same position we've always been in. It's kind of like when on 9/11, before we knew the truth of what happened, we sucked in the lie like everybody else that day. And each individual African knew inherently that wasn't about us. That wasn't about us. That didn't have shit to do with us. We chilling. We was not as devastated over 9/11 as them. Just weren't. Just weren't. Because we go through devastation every goddamn day. You understand me? So the country feels so divided, and I have no wish to add to that pain and offense, but it's all the bitch did at Fox News. And she was just defending this blackface shit just 24 hours before this statement very fervently. And her last statement was what? I can't keep track of all the people that we're offending now by just being normal people. That's why I play that fade to black several times for you. But now she gets here 24 hours later and goes, and I have no wish to add to that pain and offense. Who believes this? Period. I believe that it is time for more understanding. By who? No, it's time for white people to stop starting shit every goddamn day. As I speak right now in this video, there's something we're gonna learn about tomorrow that happened right now as I'm speaking from some fucking white person upon an African person. It will happen. Wallahi, it will happen. I believe that it is time for more understanding. They always say that. We just need to have a conversation about race, and there just need to be more understanding. No. We don't have no problem. We don't. Our problem is you. You need the understanding, bitch. You need that. I believe that it's a time for more understanding. Again, naming no perpetrator. Leaving it all innocuous and just sort of otherly and ghostly. That's why I always name and point out and indict individuals and groups directly. Because that's how you get to the truth. I believe that it's a time for more understanding. This is supposed to play on the sympathy of her mostly white audience. But on this day, they had her audience stacked with more African people. Because I've been in audiences, everybody. I know how television works. Even from this end. You have, they have audience companies. Like if you get a ticket to a show, let's say you're going to go see, I don't know, Arsenio or something, or just, whatever. All right. It will be a company of the, the place you're getting the tickets from. It's not them. But what I'm trying to say is, they have these people that scout, that go out and get audience people, They solicit you online now. They can do that too. Would you like tickets to a show? Blah, blah, blah. Or you could be, they sometimes do it at major places. I don't know where her show tapes. I think it's in New York. I don't know. But anyway, and sometimes you have people just out on the street. You can have people at major coffee houses or movie theaters and things like that. There's people that are out and they work for the companies or the studio, and they're the ones out giving you these tickets to come see the bitch ass show. You see? So now, I believe this is a time for more understanding, more love, more sensitivity, none of which we receive from their white ass. and honor. Huh? Of who? These are all innocuous statements naming no recipient of this love, understanding, and sensitivity and honor. Huh? And I want to be part of that. Thank you for listening. And helping me listen too, said the fake bitch. Somebody find the apology in that, huh? Give you 10 grand if you can find the apology in that statement. Somebody find it. Somebody find it. You're a space alien. You just came to Earth. And we're going to have you read this. And you tell us who in the fuck is she apologizing to? Is she apologizing and for what? None of those questions are answered in that fucking statement. It's ramblings. Do you understand what I'm telling you? This is known as dissertation, everybody. At the end of the speech, the audience members were heard shouting, "We love you," and gave her a standing ovation. And I saw this, and you can go and watch it, and you see the camera panning to find the groups of black people in the audience to make it all right. You see, for your forgiving Christian asses, instead of the hard, cold heart of the Muslim that says if you don't start none, we have absolute peace with you. But if you start some shit, we will get your ass. There'll be no forgiveness. So nobody standing up in that damn audience as an African was a Muslim. They were all traitorous ass, can be counted on to sell us the fuck out, Christians. Had to point that out. Again, gotta point fingers and name goddammit names. There'll be no hiding places. I'm over it. So this was alleged and being represented as an apology, everybody. Fellas, if you married, go home and say, and you cheated on your wife. Multiple times. You see what I'm saying? You would ever hear from the damn block. And you go home and say, "I'm sorry. I was wrong." One of the great parts of being married to you is that I get to discuss different points of view. Still ain't got to the issue. She's standing there with hot grits in her hand. You see what I'm saying? Sometimes I talk and sometimes... You see what I'm saying? If it's a sister, you just gonna get the hot grits, homie. It's like, she can't. Wow. Fake bitch. Predictably. You understand? Megyn. Ha ha. Ha ha. Where's my punch? I can't. Now, again, this is a white supremacist bitch, everybody. Molded and groomed in the hierarchy of deceptive white supremacy, racism, and degradation and disrespect of African people. She's very seasoned. This is the Me Too, the era of Me Too, and this bitch gets a show. When white men are dominating, she gets a show. She goes from Fox News and gets a show. You don't just get a show. And when you get a show, they own everything, including your draws. Do you understand what I'm telling you? But she was supposed to be the Oprah now. She's going to be that white voice. You're supposed to forget she was on Fox News. Now she's got black guests. I saw Jada Pinkett on there. I didn't watch the show. I saw the bitch online accidentally and was pissed at Jada for even being up there. So she gets a lot of black guests that go on there. Why? I do not fucking know. Oh, because they're all Christians. That's why. My bad. My bad. I'm sorry. All right. You're supposed to forget all about that. Forget that whole dossier of obvious hate. You see, hocus pocus, you don't remember. And now they're casting her as this, she's supposed to be sort of the, the daytime darling, and give me a break, dude. I know exactly what they're trying to do with this whore. And she's supposed to be the great hope to try and be what Oprah was, she will never be. You understand? Because first of all, you got to have pain in order to have empathy. Hear me, my people. You got to have pain in order to have empathy. Empathy is born out of pain. You got to have it. Oprah Winfrey is a woman from a red dirt road in Mississippi. They used to have to sleep out on the screened-in porch because she was dark-skinned. Her grandmama and her mom and everybody was a maid. Worked for white folks. Oprah Gail, you grow up and get you some good white folks to work for. Oprah's had pain. You understand what I'm saying? Pain. This bitch ain't had no pain. No pain. So she will never be able to connect on the human level that an Oprah Winfrey, and quite frankly, any black woman would be able to connect. But Oprah has a special talent. Special. Special indeed. Special. Let's move on. This is why the whore had the tears in her eyes. The fake tears. You see? The whores show in doubt. Huh? In doubt. After her blackface comments. And her non-apology, I will add. And this is current now. This is the 25th, goddammit. This is 1249A, goddammit M. Alright. How long is this? We'll scan it and see. If it gets ramblous, we'll move on. Because we just, I want it to back up the title and find out what. Because I think the whore could be on her way out. 2 years pent up bitterness and backbiting about Megyn Kelly have finally come to a head at NBC News. Her exit from the 9 a.m. hour of the Today Show appears to be imminent. Variety reported on Wednesday evening that the whore and NBC News executives have been holding conversations about a new role for her bitch ass. Two people familiar with the matter confirmed that to CNN Business and said the whore's show will be ending. Negotiations about the end date and other details are still underway. But Kelly will not be hosting Thursday's program, and she is unlikely to return later, one of the people said. So the whores today may end very soon. We love it. The whore has parted ways with her talent agency, CAA, according to sources, and she has hired attorney Brian Friedman. We know him. But before we go on in this, because they mentioned that she's parted ways with her talent agency, CAA. Remember, I haven't read any of this, but guess what your boy had lined up? Boom! The whore no longer has CAA exclusive. The goddammit Hollywood Reporter. Huh? Oh, we have the receipts. Let us go back. The whore's offensive remarks about blackface Halloween costumes on Tuesday have raised more questions about her future at NBC. Spokespeople for NBC News declined to comment, and most staffers at the news division remain in the dark. That means she's definitely on her way out. When they get silent and nobody's talking, the bitch is out. Huh? And isn't it sweet? You see? On a day when she was sitting at the table with 3 other white people, is because of some aggression that she's done towards Africans that the bitch is over. To me, that is biblical. It is Quranic. It is Toranic. It is, goddammit, it is a sign from the divine. Let me tell it. You see, it's definitely poetic at the very least. At the very least, you see, and we should be dancing on her proverbial grave. You see. So nobody's making statements in the comments, and staffers remain in the dark. Tuesday's controversy made national news and stoked disappointment and resentment within NBC, according to multiple sources at the network. I would like to know more about the resentment, everybody. Huh? Read the sentence. Tuesday's controversy made national news. Okay, that's fine. And stoked disappointment. Okay, because people might be losing their jobs. And resentment within NBC. From who, by who? Huh? Are they mad at African folks now? Damn those niggers. Urgh. We can't be racist on air anymore and still stay on the air. Quick, give her last check. The whore started her show on Wednesday by apologizing and by non-apologizing for comments made the previous day. Her audience gave her a standing ovation because they were cued by an audience it's an audience I forget what they call the person. It's usually a dude. The audience something dude. They all have them. In fact, it's sometimes, you know what? If you watch some of the behind the scenes stuff that Wendy Williams, that whore, puts on her YouTube channel, sometimes she has behind the scenes, like before she's going to air and some sort of show, and they'll show the warm up, the audience warm up dude. That's what I'm looking for. The audience warm up person. That's the person. All right. Gives them, but disappointment inside NBC News runs deep and isn't likely to fade anytime soon. NBC News chair Andy Lack condemned her racially insensitive comments during a town hall meeting with staffers on Wednesday morning. The meeting was scheduled well before the controversy ensued. So they're just getting that in, like, we already had this meeting planned, like it wasn't no emergency thing. But in my mind, the fact that you mentioned that means it wasn't planned. It was a fucking emergency move based on this shit. I said it. Lack, the Andy Lack dude, spearheads Kelly's hiring and champion her 9 a.m. show. But this week, his news division has covered the Kelly controversy on multiple programs. Instead of promoting the Today Show as a happy family, NBC has aired the family's fight, giving time to Al Roker and others who strongly criticized the whore. Tuesday's Blackface Talk, featuring an all-white panel of guests. What did I just tell you a few minutes ago? I go, here she was up there talking to all-white. Allahu Akbar. Wallahi, I've not read any. You guys know I don't ever read the fucking article because it's important to me that you have my authentic reaction and dissertation and whatever I'm going to do to it as we go through it, because I believe and hope in my heart that helps you and how you approach stuff. When we think about your enemy, your environment, your condition, how you approach the shit that you're being assaulted with every damn day, I'm trying to, through my own example, show you, at least suggest to you a way that you should approach information. So it's very important for me to never read anything. All right? But there they go, featuring an all-white panel of guests, and they let that float out there all by itself. Was a major misstep. But the whore ranker is about more than one segment. The New York Times reportedly, now this is to like say, well, it wasn't because of the niggers. It wasn't just because of that one segment. It clearly wasn't just that. But, you know, I'll accept that because, as I said, I have information that her ratings were already gone to hell, and she's nobody, and, you know, she's a man, and she's too aggressive, you know. There's nothing about her that's warm and feminine and inviting, and she's a fucking whore. So, like, you know, only people that are going to be turned on by that, I don't mean turned on like, you know, physically, I'm saying like would be give that any audience is racist white people, you know. We'll call them right wingers just to be diplomatic for a half a second and then go right back to the bullshit. All right. Was not for the one segment. The New York Times reported on Wednesday evening that the whore and Lack discussed a possible winding down of her position. Because remember, they never get fired. They step down, or they wind down, or they just in. Your bitch has to work at McDonald's. You never say, I thought you worked at McDonald's. And your people see you like when they know you're supposed to be at work, or you would normally be at work. Thought you was at work. No, I stepped down. I can't. So said. Well, I can just hear my brother right now. You said, yeah, man. You said I was at McDonald's just saying, but I had stepped down. while lighting a blunt. I can't. So said. I had stepped down and stuff, you know me. They had me on the fryer and everything and stuff like that. I had stepped down. I stepped down. I can't. Jedi. So I'm gonna try and finish this video, everybody. I'm gonna go and step down. Step down. Damn it. So say my other two channels didn't get shut down. I had stepped down. I cannot. Oh, my stomach. But that's how you keep that six pack. Feel me, just because you want not to step down. I can't. I can't. You know, we start blowing. I have tears coming down my face, y'all. Do not stand. My God. Okay, where am I? Where am I? They talked. Oh, it's highlighted. Damn it, Jedi. Okay, featured all white. The whore master was a major misstep, but it was about to. The New York Times reported on Wednesday evening that the whore and Lack discussed the possible winding down of the position of Tuesday's show. By the end of the year, meaning the conversation predated this week's controversy. So they keep adding that. It was before this, though, y'all. It was before this, though, meaning it was predated the week's controversy. What they say up here, the meeting was scheduled before the controversy, y'all. This was before that, y'all. See what I'm saying? Like, she ain't in trouble for this. You see? And by default, as an African, what my eyes see in that is just to say, no, this isn't because of the niggers. No, we would never fire Megyn or have her step down over the niggers. No, there was other contractual issues that predated this by 500 years, and we just had to discuss that in meetings. You see, the whore has many critics and rivals within the famed news division. People who say she never should have been hired from Fox News. Certainly not for such a huge salary, and certainly not for the morning show like Megyn Kelly, like this fucking whore today. The NBC staffers routinely call the whore's show a disaster and others disparaging terms. Most of the anger isn't directed at her exactly, but at the management of NBC News, the men who hired her away from Fox in January 2017. Look at that. See what I'm saying? They still trying to buffer her. Well, everybody fucking hates her, but it's not directed at her, though. It's mostly directed at executives and so forth. It happened before it was before this, though, y'all. It was before this, though, y'all. And they get down here, and it's like, it was a disaster, and nobody in the fucking lot could stand her, and they wish she would die, and blah, 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 blah. But management, what does it say? And most of the anger isn't directed at her exactly. I cannot with these fucking white people. Never. They just spent 2 hours telling us what a fucking disaster she is and all the meetings that fucking throw her ass out and all of it, and they can't believe she was hired over from Fox News, and everybody on the floor hates her and staffers are ready to kill her, and blah, 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 blah. Most of the anger isn't directed at her exactly. It's not at her, though. But at management at NBC News, it's we're lucky to have her. I cannot. We're lucky to have her. After all that we just read, then you get down here. We're lucky to have her. We're just so lucky to have her. It's like somebody with a black eye that she fucking threw a high heel pump at or something. We're just lucky to have her. I cannot with this. Oh my God, I would not be doing sit-ups this month. I don't need to. I've done my crunches. We're just lucky to have her. Lack said on the day of her new deal was announced. At the same time, how much more of this bullshit is left? We're done with this bitch, y'all. She's a whore, and the bitch is going down. Her show is in the toilet. She's a racist bitch. And it was also in the theme of Trump, you see, because the white people feel like they're taking over now. You see, Because remember, the mask has been off for me for a very long time. But then Obama says, so help me God, at the end of his oath, and their heads rolled off. Excuse me. And they wanted their country back. In the next 10 minutes, they wanted it back. And that was known as the Tea Party. They always have these little dainty names for just white hate. You see? White racist hate. Don't give me Tea Party. Alt-right. You see what I'm saying? Right, GOP. No, fucking hateful, racist ass fucking white people. That's the title. Damn it. You understand? What's that term they use in politics? Pig, lipstick on a fucking pig. It's still a pig. You see? But I suggest to you now that, and you guys know when I say suggest, you always have to listen to the language I use when I speak. Because when I say I proclaim to you, that means that is something that I know, and I have facts to back that up, and I've shown it. Or it's something that maybe I haven't shown to you, but I absolutely have personal knowledge of that, and I'm making a proclamation of that. But when I say I suggest to you, I mean that. I'm not just using words. Like, I mean that. I suggest to you. And when I say that, that means I'm about to give you a very calculated hypothesis based on scattered facts known to me or us. You see? Whatever. So I suggest to you, given that she was brought in January of 2017 or whenever they decided in this piece, that this was now, the time is right. We can bring her off of Fox News and put her in the mainstream on daytime television. Because the white hate is right at the level that it needs to be. And we've got Trump in office. Everybody in his fucking cabinet is a criminal. She's perfect. She's a white bitch with blonde hair. She's the anti-Oprah, but we want her to be Oprah. She fits it all. Quick, let's move her in. That's what this was about. But they've misread the tea leaves. Because what they don't understand, in their zeal and their hate, they miss the fact that their numbers are declining as I speak. I brought you full videos showing you the data. There are fewer white babies being born than everybody else. They've always been the minority of humanity on the earth. That's a known fact. Like, they are the minority on planet Earth. I suggest to you, and have proclaimed to you actually, in the past, that they've been the minority in this country for a very long time. And I've cited the fact that we know that they have inflated their numbers by having Arabs that come here, even black Egyptians even, that come here to declare themselves white. They have white Latinos that declare themselves white, etc., etc. This is to just bulk up their numbers to make it seem like they have a majority that they don't have. They are absolutely the minority. Their fear at the highest levels, not the trailer park bitch, but at the highest levels, their fear is that that knowledge will become common. You understand? Because when you understand that you're the majority, oh wait, it's like you're a prisoner in a maximum security prison, and all of a sudden you find out this particular day none of the guards came in, and the front gate is open. You feel me? What you gonna do? You going for the gate. They know that. They know that. You see? And again, this is a people obsessed with power and being number one and being over everybody and having and being better than and all this shit. Not just interested in just getting along with humanity and just being one of. No. Always the disruptor, the conqueror, the destroyer, the bringer of genocide, division, famine, murder, theft, all of it. So they misread the tea leaves on her. Because all those little slide comments and direct insults and direct racist bullshit that she pulled off on Fox, she's still the same hateful bitch. And what we see happening to all of them, whether it's in politics or in entertainment or in television, doesn't matter. The shit that we know they think and say comes out in public. It's just now you can know about it more readily in real time. Every day is somebody stepping down or apologizing or retracting a statement or some bullshit. We're over it. We know who you are. You see, one thing I loved about living in the South is white people just tell you're a nigger and they fucking hated you. I fucking appreciated that. Damn it, I appreciated it. Because I know you're the fucking enemy. Just let me know you are. You don't got to tell me. I still know you are. But it makes the battle a lot easier. I appreciated that. But all this trying to act like America and white people are something that they're not, give me a fucking break. You understand? It was better when the damn whites only signs was up. At least we know they didn't want our black ass. Now they're trying to grin and act like and shit. You see? I'm over it. And then when Roland, speaking of him, when Roland went on her show, she's trying to look like fucking Mother Teresa. You see, this was the same day of the damn fake me out apology. And you guys know I've been very critical of Roland and have dragged his no-neck ascot wearing ass for filth. But again, we acknowledge truth no matter what the source. I don't care if it's from the goddamn Klansman's row. We acknowledge truth. And what he did on this is the same thing he did on Wendy's man fake ass. When she made misstatements about something in Black history, and he went on her show to give her chapter and verse on Black history on that issue. And he did a very eloquent job on this. He was our representative du jour, par excellence. Do you understand? He was it. And he went on there and schooled this act like I don't know shit ass white bitch on all things blackface and history. You understand what I'm telling you? But who did she have with her? That fake bitch Amy Holmes. Who should be dragged behind a fucking bus. You see? She's a Fox News bitch. There she is. She always has that dumb look on her face like she's looking at you. She's only looking at them. She's a robot. She's a Republican robot. When anybody speaking that's not Republican, she's only sitting there thinking what angle is she supposed to say to not agree with the shit that they've said. Fuck her and the fat greasy bitch that gave birth to her, that ugly fat bitch. Now, here's the other thing. I made a couple notes with regard to Roland since we're not able to play the video. Alright? But I feel like I've used some Roland stuff. I'm just not going to do it. Anyways. What do you got, Jedi? Let's see, Roland. Roland tells a story in this video about white men running the media. And he specifically cites an incident where he was doing some sort of a pilot or something like that, or some sort of news show, and he was interviewing what would later become the first black president, so we know that was Barack Obama. And he said, he goes, it's a shame that, healthcare had a brother, losing their mortgage or something like that. And after the interview, the executive said to him, we want to lay off using that word brother. It's too ethnic and we don't want to alienate white viewers. Really? You see? Nah. The days of catering to them has been the fuck over. You understand? Should never existed, and in my mind, don't. You see what I'm saying? Fuck this middle America bullshit and all that bullshit. That's just signal for fucking hateful ass racist white people. No more dancing around these damn people. You understand? If they can't fucking handle the truth or change their ways, they need to get off the fucking earth. Period. Goddamn it, get on a spaceship, bitch. But here's the thing. He told that story. And then you'll notice when you watch this that the whore keeps looking at Amy Holmes. But here was what I loved. She thinks she's going to have her black moment, Amy Holmes, who was definitely not ours. We threw that bitch out with the trash many, many years ago. Alright? Certainly back in 2008 or 2007 when Barack was running for president. That's when the bitch came on the scene. But now, she thought she was going to have her black moment. She goes, so in other words, Megyn, I can dress like Diana Ross and you can't. And Roland goes, actually, no. Dumb bitch. She can dress like Diana Ross. Just she can't put on blackface. You see? And stamped her ass out. I loved it. It was everything, y'all. It was everything. God damn it, I lost a tooth. What else do I want to tell you about that? I wanted to mention that also with regard to her apology. Remember, she's at the highest echelon of white hate and white representation and all that stuff. She was on Fox News and da-da-da-da. So it is the way of the staunch white racists to never apologize to a black man. That's why that alleged apology, we found no apology in there to an African person. I had to make note of that. All right. Okay, I told you that he stepped on her about Diana Ross. I told you about Dr. Phil. And I told you the bitch is 47 and born in 1971. Yeah. So I will link this video that's on your screen now. Roland Martin educates the whore and the nation on why blackface is wrong. I'm over it. Yeah, because we don't need to do that CAA, because they mentioned in the one that we brought that she had left her agency or whatever. So no need to drag that out. We don't need to know details of that. All right, but again, it doesn't even matter that it's her. Everybody, that's what I want to say as I begin my closing statement. This is all of them. This is all we see every damn day. It's the bitch in the Yale fucking dormitory. It's the motherfucker preventing motherfuckers from coming into their own dorm at their own college. Some white dude that didn't even go to the fucking college is pulled a gun on them. It's the bitch at Starbucks. It's the damn police. I mean, we can't even name it. We can't even name it because it's every goddamn day, all day with these fucking people. All the damn time. We don't accept this as an apology. She's a fucking racist whore. Period. The end. You understand? And probably even as I just thought about it, that probably been some of these black celebrities that have been on there. Sometimes you have contracts with studios. You have a contract with the studio, so you're just kind of in their stable, and your representation and all that stuff. And so they go, you're going to go on this show, or you're going to go on this, or we need you to go on this show to sell this, or what, But not giving them no pass, because I suspect that all of them would have gone on there any damn way. Because like I say, they are black Christians. And our history shows, speaking of us, of our black asses now, our history shows that is the black Christian that has been the one who has been second only to this white enemy in the constant downfall and the constant holding back of our people. Because they can always pluck one of you from the ranks to sell their shit in blackface. I give you the Amy Holmes bitch sitting up there right now. That's just one. That's just one. Roland Martin is another fucking Christian. We've dragged him. Alright? Everybody that you know in sports, in media, anybody that you know that's African, anybody you can name, hip-hop, R&B, it don't matter. Any African face you can name. Goddamn it, Venus and Serena. Anybody, any Africans you gonna name in this bitch, they're all fucking Christians. That's why we don't get anywhere. Because you don't have the heart of the lion. You don't. You are the pacifist. You understand? You are the pacifist that continues to give them inroads to our people. You're the ones who join their police forces and become just like them. Or you're the district attorney, or you're the Texas Ranger, or you're the police chief, you're the governor, or you're whatever. We don't have Muslims in those positions. It's black Christians. that's something for you to think about. But I've done what I think I needed to do on this piece. My objective was to come and to show why this was some bullshit, to show that this was not an apology and why it wasn't. You see, and to hopefully bring you a point of view that I suspect you've not considered or saw, but certainly you're not going to hear from anybody else. And if you do, look at the timestamp on their video and look at the date and the time on mine to see if the bitch has fucking plagiarized my shit. Because I'm an authentic article. You understand? And if I thought my shit was going to be out there, there would be no need for me to speak. I know who I am. I know what my gifts are, and I know what my value is to my people. The Jedi has spoken.